Hello, welcome to another Tonalist landscape oil painting demonstration. This is your painter in residence, M. Francis McCarthy. And welcome as well to the Mastering George Inness series, day 16. The painting of George's that I did a study after today is called, I believe it's called something like Sunset Harvest. I found this image on an auction site. It is not in the catalog Resonate. I looked pretty good, but I don't see it. So, um, very interesting painting. And now the photo that I worked off of was not a great photo either, but good enough for me to kind of make out what old George was about. Doesn't look like his painting was really big. Almost looks like it was a bit of a study or something. Anyway, you can have a gander at that image on the corresponding blog post that's down below. And, I just plugged along and made a nice little painting from it, and it was quite good. The thing I was interested in this painting was these red trees, of course. They're really neat. And the sunset itself, not my not a lot of distinct features, but it was a good exercise actually in painting that sort of sky. And what I did was employed a large brush. So it used to be in the old days, if you go back to the old days of the channel, I'm using a large brush for almost everything. I'm telling everyone else to use a large brush, and the reason for that was just to get you out of picky mode into just getting things down on the board mode. Now I've kind of mastered that, and so these days I tend to lean towards a bit smaller brushes than I used to. But there's nothing like if you have a big vague sky with a lot of big vague areas, break out that, in my case I used a 6, that would be a Robert Simmons. Also, I should point out to you, I'm painting on hardboard here. It's been primed with 2 coats of transparent gesso of my own devising, and that's a video I'll be putting on the channel pretty soon. Just showing you how I make it. That stuff's pretty expensive, so I went in and researched it and found a way to make my own. I'll give you the shortcut here. Is just PVA glue and calcium carbonate and water. Yeah. You must have some sort of buffer or barrier in between your paint and the wood. Otherwise, what happens over time, the board will absorb all of the oil out of the paint, and actually a lot of your painting will just get sucked right into the wood, so don't do it. Yeah. Now about halfway through the video here, we'll be jumping into the chapter on George Inness in the excellent book A History of American Tonalism by David A. Cleveland, which is just an amazing book. If you're interested in this style of art, you owe it to yourself to go ahead and get that book. It just went into a 3rd edition not that long ago, which is a real blessing because it's gone out of print in the past. And I've been doing this channel for a while, so back in 2015, 2016, I was recommending the book to people, and they were coming back to me saying, well, Mike, it's $300 on Amazon because it's out of print. And I was like, wow. I have like 4 copies, maybe more, I don't know. But I have a loaner copy. I have one of the each editions, and this latest edition is kind of neat because it's got a big expanded section at the front, including some of his brilliant essays on tonalism as well. So anyway, so getting into the sky here, a lot of yellow. Now, that's the other thing I want to mention. In the members area, you get 4K, you get no ads, and you get the painting done in real time, and also a section in the video where I break down my palette in some detail as I'm pre-mixing colors for the painting. So that's something you want to check out if you want to get more in depth. These sped up videos are great, and I actually really love doing them too. So I actually recommend to members of my members area that they check out the 15-minute videos as well, because sometimes you get some good tips and tricks there too. And it's good for people that don't have a big time commitment. This painting's about 3-something hours long. And a good approach for that is either just keep it open in a tab, watch a bit at a time, or have it kind of going in the background as you're painting in your studio. I have quite a few members that do that. Either way, it's there for you if you're interested. So yeah, you can see that's a 6 I'm using, which is pretty big by my standards these days. You can see I can tell you some of the colors I use. I don't mind sharing that. A bit so that what looks like a bit of a bluish tone is really it's gray, made with ivory black and white. I used a lot of yellow ochre, and the yellow ochre is mixed with cad yellow, cadmium orange, a bit of a burnt sienna, and burnt umber and raw umber. And the raw umber is always a factor in almost everything I do, because it's what I call the warm color killer. So color mixtures straight from the tube, or just two colors mixed together from the tube, generally will be too chromatic, too bright, they look fake. And this is a mistake a lot of amateurs make, is the thing is, if you keep painting, after a while you'll notice, oh, hey, that color don't look right, and you'll make some adjustments. But I could help you out right off the bat. Just get yourself some raw umber and some ivory black. Ivory black I would call the cool color killer. So, and there's a lot of teachers that teach you. They don't teach you with ivory black. Ivory black is indispensable for what I do. And I would think for most tonalist work, I was managing to do some pretty good approximations of tonalism without it, but it wasn't until I got ivory black on the palette that things really clicked for me. And this is because the masters all used ivory black. They didn't have colors like phthalo green, or I think it's Draw Mix Paint says he doesn't use black. He makes his darkest color from ultramarine blue and burnt umber, which, good on him, but black is a beautiful color. And the secret behind Mike's green, and Mike's green is a mixture of acrylite yellow and black, which gives you a warm green that is very flexible. You can push a little bit with the reds, you can push a little bit with the cool greens or blue, or colors like orange or yellow ochre. Those would be all the tips and tricks and techniques I would use on my greens. And again, that's all pretty in depth in the members area there. So challenges in this painting, really, okay, you see where that, I don't know, I think it might be sails. He liked to do that. I think it's sails from a boat, like it's in the water, in a pond or something we can't see. He would do things like that, but you can't really tell because it's such a poor photograph that I made this from. There's a giant glare on the canvas there. So when I run into that, I like at one point in my drawing stage, I think I made it into some sort of house, but upon further reflection and doing the actual painting, I think that's what it is. I think they're the tops of sails from boats on the other side of that little mass of trees. And I know George pretty well now, and we've been doing this for 16 weeks, so we're getting on down the lane. Only got another, I don't know, 115 weeks to go. I will say, though, I have, well, hopefully you've been following the expanded lesson videos I've been making available to everyone who's a subscriber on my channel, and that is the last one was a limited palette demonstration, which is very, very valuable, because if you're a painter starting out, just that red, green, and blue, and black and white really should be all you're messing with until you get to know your way around the colors a little bit. And then you should start adding colors. I see a lot of painters starting out just jumping in and thinking that they can't do something unless they have a color, unless they own a color. And that's, when you really don't know what's going on, you think there's magic in the tubes. There's no magic in the tubes. There's magic in your mind. By the way, I have been working on my book. I'm back into it, hot and heavy, doing demo sections. So the bulk of the book's been done. The demo sections I've just been sitting on for a while, but I'm into it, and I have help. I have someone helping me edit the book, and it's looking really good. It's coming along together, and I'll be selling it. I'll be selling it, at least a PDF on this channel, available from my website. as soon as the book's ready, which, I'm hoping will be in, 2 or 3 months, something like that. That's my plan. While I seek a publisher to do a physical copy. So if you know of a great publisher, just shoot me an email. Let me know. I know a few I have in mind, but you never know. It's kind of a rough time economically, so we don't know what's up. I will say this though about art books and art instruction books. Um, Physical books are awesome for that. And PDFs are fine too. They're great, especially if you have a nice big monitor in your studio or whatever. You can follow along. I think art books, like for example, oh, actually, geez, I totally forgot about that. We better get into reading from this David A. Cleveland book. So sorry. Even as the tough depression years, we're on page 48 of 1873 to 1878 took its toll on the nation and Boston's economy. Inness was welcomed back into Boston art circles in 1875. The Massachusetts Charitable Mechanic Association had awarded him a gold medal at its 1874 exhibition, and 2 years later he was elected an officer of the Boston Art Club. Back in New England, Inness was eager to rejuvenate his reputation by concentrating on American scenes. His return to his old stomping grounds in Medfield seemed to imbue his art with a renewed intensity of feeling that again set him on the path to innovation, and if anything, an even more heightened awareness of atmosphere. His evening at Medfield, don't have that painting here in front of us, don't see it. No sense in talking about the painting you can't see. I will say this, I'm doing very, very few. I don't love the Inness stuff that's pictures of Italy or pictures of Brittany. Not really his best stuff, not in my view. It's his paintings of the American scenes which really stand out. Now, I don't know, this could be, in fact, I tell you a little bit, we got a minute here. I thought this might be a painting of some scene in Scotland. It doesn't look very Scottish, but where I got that from is that basically in the auction description, it was mentioning where he was born and where he died, and he died in Scotland in 1894. So I was calling this Scotland and trying to find it in the catalog, of course having zero luck. In fact, the only place I found this painting online was at that site. I'm getting pretty good at digging around and doing the reverse image search and descriptive words, and I'm able to find quite a lot. But there's a lot of Inness work that's not online. That really discovered that with the catalog raisonné. In fact, there's some awesome paintings in that catalog that I really wish I could get my hands on. We'll do another little bit here. Inspired by his return to his homeland and positive critical responses from the Boston art world, though few sales, 1875 proved a prolific and creative year for Inness. On a trip to North Conway, New Hampshire in the spring of 1875, Inness found evocative scenery that prompted the development in his work of a supercharged expression of local color, an almost otherworldly tonality enriched and heightened by an all-encompassing atmosphere. He mentions the painting Kearsarge's Village here, which is one I'm going to get around finally to doing a study of. I love that painting. Yeah. Ooh, not going to read all about it though. Not going to read all about it. In fact, we'll leave it there for now because we're almost done with the video. Sorry, I get busy burbling, you know me. But hey, we're almost done with this video. Thanks for coming along. Hopefully you're really enjoying my Inness studies. I can tell you it's been putting my painting in that's what I was starting to say, like the painting I did in that limited palette demonstration. I'm very proud of it. I think it shows a lot of progress. And some of the sky demos lately too. I'm really proud of what I'm putting together, and it's been informed by this diligent study and application after this particular master. I also this week did a custom study by request for a student in the States of a Arthur Matthews painting. Now I'm not putting that on the channel since they paid for the lesson, But if you ever want me to do a specific painting and talk you through it in the lesson format via video, just contact me via email and we'll get together. I don't charge a lot for that because, hey, we're all kind of just making it these days, right? Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you coming by. Leave me a comment if you're the type of person that will leave a comment on YouTube. I really appreciate that. And check out my members area. So you can support me by clicking on that thanks button and sending me a tip. Or just go to my site and buy a painting right now. And until I come back with another video, do me a favor, do me a solid. Take good care of yourself, your family, all your little ones, and stay out of trouble. God bless you.